May we stand, do the pledge in a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And I guess I've been doing this wrong. I guess we're going to have a roll call. I have to. Are you here?
Yes, Chairman.
Are you here?
Am I here?
Yes.
Barely.
Barely. We have 3 commissioners here. That takes care of the roll call. How about public comments? Any citizen that wants to come forth and express their opinions and I keep waiting for John to come forward someday. That takes care of public comments. How about administrative business?
It's not on the schedule that you have in your packet, but we will be adding a work session for next Thursday for the budget. We will bring in some of the departments that have the enhancements requested, and then we'll go over the overall budget at that time as well. It'll be 9 o'clock.
At what time?
Next Thursday at 9 a.m.
Thursday?
Yes. Yeah. Not this week, next week.
At 0900.
Yes.
Enhancements. I'll have to go look up that word in the dictionary. See what an
Budget increase, we'll call it.
Oh, budgeting increase. Okay, now I understand. Okay, there we go.
Well, some of them actually, because of the way the departments submitted their budgets, may not result in an increase in funding. It's just a difference in funding. So that's why we use the enhancement instead of.
Or is it a difference of opinion?
Well,
that's why they're coming to us.
That's why they go. Yeah, that's right. Well, that's why we bring it to you.
Okay. Well, that's good. I have some things, but we'll do that under presentations and discussions of items, and I'm sure you have some things also, and that's good. Okay, consent agenda. Does anybody have any questions on the consent agenda?
Don't believe we have a check registry.
Not this week.
Okay. The only one I had was the paper said it was a little bit off. I said I would bring up in the future about the possibility of a different type of light at the intersection of Eisenhower and 20th Street. But that was all right, John. I understood what you were getting at. It sort of said we were discussing, and I said I would bring up in the future. But that's all right. No big deal. That's the only thing I had on the, anything? You know, this garbage. Okay. How about next week's agenda? The only thing I have is Thursday, June 28th, LCP, Limerick County Port Authority meeting. I don't plan to go. Does anybody want to go to the Port Authority?
It may conflict with our work session.
Yes, it will.
Depends on how long the work session takes. But
if it's enhancements, it'd probably be, we need to have supper brought in.
I will attend.
Will you attend?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. And also, you guys Tuesday have Mark
meeting.
So if you bring forth what happens there. The check register?
There is.
Lack of. We don't have one this time.
Don't have one.
I know it.
We got all the bills paid up.
Is that right? All bills are paid.
No, I got one. We can prove it at the end.
Yes. But I was, when I was looking through it, I saw no.
No.
Can you, why is that?
I think it was from,
There-
he was on vacation last week and we had prepaid all the utilities, and that's why you do not have.
It's no big deal. I don't think we ever default on any of our bills. It's just a disappointment because I'm sitting there, you know, all day Saturday and Sunday, and way into the night going over it. And no OCBs. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. How do you vote, Doug?
Aye.
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 Thank you, Bob. Okay, that was simple, wasn't it? Next item, formal board action. Motion to adjourn as the Board of County Commissioners and convene as the Board of County Canvassers. Somebody want to do a motion to adjourn as Board of County Commissioners and convene?
I'll make a motion that we adjourn as Board of County Commissioners and go into Board of
County canvassers.
Canvassing for the vote for the school district.
Okay, 453.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded. How you vote?
Aye.
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 USD 453 had a bond mail ballot election for improvements to the schools in the district. June 15th was the election. We had 4,632 ballots arrive in the clerk's office. This did pass with yes for 2670, no 1956. We had about a 35% turnout. In addition to the ballots that were counted, the 4632, we had also received in 1,214 that were marked undeliverable. People had moved or whatnot. So, in a mail ballot, I don't have any provisional, so it's just a matter of certifying the 453 mail ballot bond election.
How many?
I would need a motion to do that.
Okay. How many total did you have mailed out?
Mailed out 14,000.
Okay, somewhere in that neighborhood.
14,438 ballots. mailed out.
And we had 35%. Isn't that great? We're really a democratic country, you know. Any of them have come in and show purple on their fingers of where they've come from miles away and been threatened in their lives? No. We just have it too easy here. Okay.
Well, yeah, if they send you a ballot in the mail, you don't even have to get out and go to the polls.
And it was amazing how many
Pretty
came
soon-
back.
Pretty soon you'll be able to just vote on your phone.
Yeah, that's true. But it's amazing how they come back and they're undeliverable, and yet somebody doesn't want to clear the voting records. Not us, at federal level, because see, they want the votes.
Before each mail ballot election, we actually run the voters in that district through an NCO, National Change of Address, to clean up what we can. There was a lot of cleanup, which we were able to do.
Mhm.
So it was astonishing to me to receive that many ballots back undelivered. It's, you know, it kind of shows the, possibly the community, transient, military, you know, whatever. We will also now take that 1,214 and go through and try to do a cleanup that away.
Does,
You're right, Louis. It's very difficult to remove someone from the role.
is there somebody that collects that information at a higher up that, you know, they say, well, there's just very few people that need to be cleared out. But that's 1,200 out of 14,000. That's a pretty good percentage that need to be cleared off the rolls. If you're not interested enough, there's something wrong with the system. Okay, we could dissertate on that for days. Wouldn't get anywhere. Okay, I need a motion to accept the ballot of the election of 453's bond issue.
I'll make the motion that we accept the ballot of the school bond issue for USD 453.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. How do you vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Well, I'm going to vote aye for the disgrace of it.
Well, I couldn't vote on the bond issue, so I guess I can vote on it here.
Yeah.
458 has said that they're going to have a bond election September the 6th, so we will have.
Very good. You think we'll have a better...
The clerk's office busy.
Yeah, well, you know.
Has,
Just right there, Bob.
has a mail-in ballot ever failed?
I had one mail-in ballot fail for a capital outlay in and that's the only one.
Mm-hmm. But then it turned around and ran again and passed.
Yeah. Oh, they love doing that. That's the way the system works.
Well.
Yes, David, you have something?
Commissioners, I may have misheard, but did you reference USD
453.
453? I
Yes.
believe it might be 435.
No.
No, 453.
453.
Yeah.
Leavenworth. You need to sign right there.
Please. How about just putting my initials?
You can just put your initials.
Okay. I really ought to go over all, all this.
Before you sign?
Yeah.
There's a lot of names on there.
I don't want to be like Nancy Pelosi, Vote it in and then read about it later.
Thank you.
Your rubber band's right where I was going to sign.
Probably makes it a little harder with the guy with right's left-handed though with a rubber band.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I need a motion to adjourn as the Board of County Canvassers and reconvene as the Board of County Commissioners.
I'll make the motion that we leave the Board of Canvassers and return to the Board of County Commissioners.
Second.
Moved and seconded. How do you vote, Bob?
Aye.
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 Very good. We're doing good. Let's go. Now we're down to B. Consider a motion to authorize the chairman to sign the annual amendment to the food service contract with CBM Management Services. And we have the Honorable Sheriff from Lumber County.
Good morning.
Morning, Sheriff.
I believe the board is aware that the Sheriff's Office contracts with CBM Managed Services to provide inmate meals to the jail and JDC. As part of that contract, every year there's an amendment. Normally it reflects on the CPI, an adjustment to the food cost. This year it was factored in at 2.3%. I spoke with the company and we came to an agreement to not have a 2.3% increase this year in reflection of some of the issues we've had with them this past year with their employees. To that regard, we took it one step further and we are now providing inmate workers in the kitchen to help out where we can at a considerable savings as well. So in reality, this year there will be a reduction in the amount that we pay to CBM for the next year, a savings of almost $16,000. So just need a motion for the board to approve the contract as presented.
Do we have, or do you ever go out and seek a professional to say, yeah, this is a good diet? No, it's not. We're not feeding them enough. We need more of this. We need more of that. Dietitian, do we not?
Yeah, with the contract, a dietitian is provided for our services. They review each meal. A calendar of menus are produced, and the dietary breakdown is present. When we have questions or concerns, they will go in and adjust it as we see fit, provided it meets the requirements of nutrition.
I notice that when they come out, they're pretty healthy looking, and that discourages me. You know, when they came out of concentration camps in World War II, they didn't look too good.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Do you seek the advice of a dietitian?
Yeah, it says I'm too fat. And
I make sure you're awful worried about our inmates.
Well, I appreciate when my doctor says, Lou, you're too fat. I enjoy that. That doesn't bother me.
I'll admit I do not lose any sleep on whether the nutrition
I do.
the inmates.
I really do. Any other questions of lack of significance?
No, sir.
And you have an original copy of this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, appreciate it. Okay.
You need a motion, Mr.
I need a motion.
I'll make a motion that we authorize the chairman to sign the annual food contract with CBM.
Second.
Moved and second. How do you vote?
Aye.
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 Thank you, Bob. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
To answer your question, everything is concerned up in this computer.
I see.
Yep. I left out one thing one time, and I don't even remember what it was. Okay. This is happy time. Really is. Number C, consider a motion to award bid to Henry Martin Chevrolet for a Meals on Wheels delivery vehicle in the amount of $24,396, and that is Miss KU. Oh, I mean, Linda, excuse me, dear. Did I say that?
Now this one I do have concerns on the nutritional value. I'm glad that that we provide good food for these folks.
And it was a concern of mine, plus it was a Leavenworth car company. That really makes me happy. They bid.
Before we get started, let me just throw something out here. We did the justification for the vehicle. I'll let Linda discuss. On the bidding, we did go to local vendors. We have the state contract, and there's another bid out there on a similar vehicle from an out of the county vendor that is less. But when comparing the specifications, it's not the same. It doesn't have the same packages on it. The one that Henry Martin's has bid actually has a few more options that the one off the state contract didn't have, and the one that Public Works provided me with didn't have. So it wasn't we were concerned that we may have exceeded the 5%, but the packages are not the same. So if the board would like to, after hearing Linda's presentation, authorize us the amount, and then I would like to go back to Henry Martin's and just have them quote a comparable vehicle, so that rather than award it to a specific vendor, just if you could approve the amount, then we'll make sure it fits within our policy.
Do you like the fact that the state has this little group over here that you can bid all this stuff on? I really don't like that.
Well, what it allows us to do is take their bids and give them to the local vendors, and the local vendors have the opportunity to match up. But we do have another bid from somebody who's not in the county but in the metro on a similar vehicle. It's just not quite the same. Now, we could go forward with this purchase today if that's what the board wanted. There is the opportunity to save a little bit of money by, I think this one had power seats and a different radio system in it. that I'm not sure that we need, and I want to talk that over with Linda. I hadn't had that opportunity yet.
You're wanting to take Cirrus radio out that they get free for 4 or 5 months?
That is one of the items, and
Oh,
and the power seats, we could probably eliminate those to save a little bit of money.
How are they going to go to work happy? if you can't listen to.
Can't listen to Elvis radio.
Yeah, got to listen to Elvis. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Well, what we're requesting is to purchase a Meals on Wheels delivery vehicle and to take the money from our memorial account that people have donated to us when somebody has passed away. And the vehicle we want to replace is high mileage. It's becoming a mechanical liability. And we feel like this would be a very prudent move to buy a new vehicle to go in its place.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions of Mrs.
No,
Long?
I think she needs it, and I think that she's,
I agree.
got a little behind on replacing vehicles over the years with budget cuts and everything. I think we need to start replacing the Council on Aging vehicles, because they're about like the Public Works vehicles. They go beating up on the gravel roads and everything. They go wherever they got to go, and they're out there when it's 10 below zero.
The low bid was from Henry Martin's for an Equinox. I had the nutrition staff go to see which vehicle. We went to Zach Ford to see the Explorer, then to Henry Martin's. The one that fits the best because it has the flattest surface
Right.
Was the Equinox.
Okay. Any more questions? I'm listening.
So was
motion.
Were you recommending just to make a motion not to exceed the amount?
And we'll go, like I said, we'll go back and I'll talk with Linda and see if that power seat's actually needed and some of those options. And if we can eliminate some of those, great. But if they have a reason why they need it, that's fine too, and we can go.
Okay.
I think most of these drivers are mature people, right? They probably need that seat.
Well, we do have a lot of different variations in height and leg
Yeah.
length, so it makes it a lot easier to make the adjustments, I'm sure, with
Yeah,
the
it
power
does.
seat. But
Mr. Chairman, you ready for a motion?
I'm ready for a motion.
I'll make a motion that we allow Council on Aging to purchase a vehicle not to exceed the amount of $24,396.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. How do you vote?
Aye.
Okay. Bob? Aye.
Already voted.
Oh, okay.
Aye.
I'll vote aye. Thank you, Henry Martin.
Thank you.
Next is consider a motion to award bid to Reese Construction for the replacement of Bridge HP 10 and HP 17 in the amount of $321,330.
Morning, Commissioners. Public Works has 4 items for your consideration this morning. The first item is the award, to award the contract for the replacement of county bridges HP 10 and HP 17 to Reese Construction. Bids were opened on May 30th. The county received 2 bids for the project. The low bidder was Reese Construction out of Salina, Kansas at $321,330. Contractor's schedule will be to begin in mid-October and have completed by the end of the year. Public Works will also be working on this project. Public Works will provide the traffic control. We will remove the existing bridges. We will construct the roads and guardrail up to the new bridges, and we will place the riprap. Funding is available in our local service budget in the capital improvement budget for this project.
These are the bridges that we got no bids the last time, correct?
Correct. I think we just bid one of them that time. I think it was just HP 10.
Okay.
We received
And then the
no
ones,
bids,
they
so I
both
just-
won't be out at the same time because you'll leave the other one in place. And build
Well,
beside
the one is offline.
Right.
So Stranger will always stay open.
Mhm.
207th will be shut, which is HP 17. But Stranger Road can remain open because that bridge is offline of where the existing bridge is.
We can't put low water crossings on these places?
I don't think people would like that.
How come there's one up here where I used to live? But that's all right. Yeah.
You know, we've been talking about doing these bridges since late
Yep.
90s, early 2000s.
Yep.
We actually bought the steel back in '04 for them.
And we have a lot of bridges.
We kind of had it.
Yes, the county has over approximately 150 bridges.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think,
145.
whew. Okay, thank you.
313 culverts that got bridge numbers.
Yeah, 13, I want to get that written down. But that's good. Somebody once told me we were the highest, us or Wyandotte County. And I think it's us.
Well, it all runs, it's got to run somewhere.
There's something going through your brain, David. Did you want to comment on that?
I prefer to keep it myself.
Thank you. Okay. That's a saving of about $100,000. 95,570 to be exact, Doug.
That's good.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to accept the Reese construction for the replacement of the two bridges then.
Bob's area.
Yeah, I'll make the motion that we approve the two bridges, HP 10 and bridge HP 17, to Reese Construction for, what was the amount?
$321,330. Okay?
$21.38.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded. How do you vote, Bob?
Aye.
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 Very good. Next item is consider a motion to award bid to Danny Zeck Ford for a solid waste vehicle in the amount of $19,438.18. I'm glad we finally got something with cents in it. You know, it was even dollars up until then. And that goes through my mind too, Doug. I keep track of everything.
Yeah.
And I thank you whenever you volunteer information. So, and it's a Leavenworth County dealer, and I like that.
Yeah, the 2018 solid waste budget included replacing a 2005 F-250 pickup with a compact-sized sports utility vehicle. Bids were opened on June 6th. 3 bids were received. This vehicle will be used for daily tasks and trips such as off-site training, making deposits here at the courthouse, bringing stuff here to the courthouse that's needed. So, the low bidder was Danny Zeck Ford at $19,438.18. There is almost $19,000 available in depreciation, and the remainder will come out of the 2018 budget. And this would be a Ford Escape.
And the second lowest was a Leavenworth dealer also. That's good.
Yeah, all 3 bids were fairly close.
Yep. And that's what's amazing about the whole thing. Normally our bids are, you know, like the one before was 100,000 different, 95,000, excuse me. But the thing I never understand, how in my business are we driving a 1990 Ford Ranger and you're getting rid of a 2005? Is there something about that that I don't understand between private business and governmental business?
Well, this 2005 is very minimally used. So right now they're driving a large I believe it's a 250. They're driving around when they're running errands and going off-site to training. So
Yeah.
it made sense to get something that was more economical for them to do those type of tasks with.
I could have sold you my Ranger. I think it's good for another 15 years. So,
But you're going to purple wave the F-250, correct?
Correct. It'll be.
Yeah, and you'll get really big money out of that truck because it is a low mileage F-250.
but it does, as you say, it saves money to go to a different type vehicle. Okay. Somebody want to do a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve Danny Zeck Ford for the amount.
Want me to give you those digits?
$19,438.18 for a solid waste vehicle.
I'll second that.
Yes, sir.
With just a little discussion, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's fine.
David, weren't you purchasing a truck for buildings and grounds too this year?
Yeah, that's already been approved by the board. It hasn't been delivered yet, but it was.
Okay, yeah, I know. Is there any savings to bundling these all together and bidding them all at once, you think?
Yeah, I don't know if there'd be, I mean, they're taking their price and subtracting off
the state contract.
Yeah, and they're subtracting off a governmental discount.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know if there'd be any real savings.
Okay, and then, we can buy vehicles off the mark too, but it's not going to be our local dealership.
Right.
And so, like I said, I support the local dealerships.
Very good.
So
That might be something that you experiment with next year when the buys come forward.
just let every department get together and how all the vehicles we're going to purchase that year and just do one big bid.
Yeah, they can do individual and big bids together or something. Yeah, it's a good
Okay.
thought.
Well, when you come back and come to public comment, remind me of that, because I might forget.
I'll be here.
Well, for public comment.
Yeah, very good. And the administrator will write that down. He's very professional in that.
That's the only discussion I had.
Okay. Did we vote on that?
No, sir.
How do you vote?
Aye.
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 Very good. And the next item is, it would be F, consider a motion to authorize buildings and grounds to hire Tech Electronic to replace the fire alarm system in the Justice Center.
All right, our third item is the replacement of the fire alarm system over at the Justice Center. We're seeking authorization for buildings and grounds to hire Tech Electronics to replace the fire alarm system. The Sheriff's Department is currently replacing the existing jail door locking system, which also requires the fire alarm system to be replaced. The current fire alarm system is a simplex system. From September 2010 to September 2015, the county had a maintenance contract with Simplex at a cost of almost $290,000. Simplex is the only company that can work on a simplex system. Tech Electronics has provided a proposal to replace the fire alarm system. The pricing is based on their state procurement contract. This work will need to be completed before the sheriff can finish his portion of the project. The replacement of the fire alarm system is $149,840. They do offer a graphics programming at an additional $10,000, and that requires us, the county, to provide them with a CAD file of the building of every floor. We are still working on finding that. I think we found it. We just need to make some adjustments for modifications that have been made to the building since that CAD file was completed. So I think we'll be able to add that option if approved by the board. So we're requesting a budget of approximately $160,000 for that project.
Any questions?
Can you just give that CAD file out to anybody? Is that a security thing?
Well, it'll be put into the system over there. I'd have to check with DVP. I don't think there's any, it's just a building layout. I don't think there's any security information that would be at risk by providing that. But we can talk with the Sheriff's Department and DVP about it.
Anything, Bob?
I was kind of curious the same way as Doug was, whether there's any security system there.
I have two things. It's always amazing when you do one thing and it's in total life, and there's something else that is affected.
Trickle down economics.
Yeah, trickle down economics. Very good. Why weren't these done at the same time?
Well, this has been to the board for approval before with a budgetary number. Now we have final numbers, and the sheriff's ready for us to get going with our portion of the project. So we knew this was coming. It wasn't a
Trevor came up, I believe, wasn't it? Trevor presented this to us earlier.
So this is, now that we have the final numbers, we wanted to come back to the board.
Was I here at that time?
Probably not. It was probably before you.
Yeah, I was going to say. The other thing is, why do we buy a piece of equipment that only one?
That was before my time.
Yeah,
That was
see,
when it was constructed. I can't answer that. But yes, this will allow us to use multiple vendors to work on the system instead of being
We have to
stuck.
do that on the outside. We can't buy just one individual because they may not be in business later. Now, the total requested is 160,000. Is that what I'm reading here at the bottom?
Correct.
That's correct.
I had written there, is there any other items or departments that are going to suffer because of this budget request? Or is this, the money's there just
It's
sitting?
it's in the Justice Center's equipment reserve account, so no
Okay.
other department will suffer because of this.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve buildings and grounds to replace the fire alarm system and the graphics programming not to exceed $160,000.
Okay. Bob, you want to second that? Now let me
Yes.
second it.
Okay. you
Now I
said
need
it.
to second it. I'll feel a lot happier the rest of the day. How do you vote?
Aye.
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 Last but not least, consider
Oh, the most important one.
most important.
That's right.
I thought it was going to be under presentations and discussions with
Well,
what you were.
that's true too.
Yeah.
All right.
Consider a motion to approve a change order from King's Construction on the 147th Street project.
When this, and I think I let the board know, we put this on the agenda. We're still working with the vendor. This was discussed 2 weeks ago about a potential change order to allow King's Construction to go ahead with the Hollingsworth while they were there. That's on our budget that's on our schedule for next year, but while they're there, we thought we might have some savings. And this will be an asphalt program versus the chip seal that we had done on some of the other dust projects. One of the things that we got the proposal in on Friday, we negotiated back with them a little bit because some of the numbers we felt there was a little room in. They came down roughly, I think, $15,000 off what their original proposal was. Mr. Luchin's making copies for you right now of what that bid came back at. I don't want to steal his thunder, but it's approximately $320,000. That'll be for the miles between 147th and 155th on Hollingsworth Road. And that's an asphalt overlay, or we'll be putting in a new base and putting down asphalt, not the chip seal on that one. And there will be some culvert replacement and some rock hauled in as part of it as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, the last item we have for you this morning is the approval for a change order for the 147th Street project. Public Works is requesting approval of a change order to the 147th Street project. Hollingsworth Road is hard surface from K7 west to 168th Street, with the exception of the section between 147th and 155th Street. This section of Hollingsworth Road is planned on being approved in the near future, with contractors currently working on 147th Street. Public Works believes that utilizing the contractors currently on site would be in the best interest of the county. The cost of the change order is $330,205.06. This would put 6 inches of asphalt on that section of road.
How wide?
22 foot.
God, thank you, Lord.
So just so it's not 18.
I just didn't. I didn't want it to be 18 foot.
This
Do I need
project
to
will
read?
be working within the existing right-of-way, will not require additional right-of-way acquisition. I think if you recall, this was on earlier, and we had placed it on hold because of the need for additional right-of-way and the moving of a particular utility in that area. This project, as proposed, would not require any movement of that water line, so we're comfortable moving forward.
You're saying we we don't need any more right away?
Not for this.
Not if we
particular
proceed
project.
in this direction, no.
Okay.
And no utilities to be moved.
There you
We
go.
just go pave a road,
Pave the road.
and it's wider than 18 feet. You do not support 18 feet wide roads.
I want to get that written down. Can I get that written down? Okay, we're going to put a sign up. Sign of the times.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thought, but that road just stays like it is then.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure Public Works will clean the ditches and replace some culverts.
Yeah, we'll check the culverts prior to it being paved. If anything needs to be replaced,
Yeah.
we'll replace it.
Very good.
Most of the crossroads have been replaced. They're not that old.
Do we have the traffic count on this road?
I don't think I wrote that down.
It's
in
got-
between 300 and 400, I believe.
Right.
Okay.
It's to the point we have to do something.
Okay, that's why. I was-
It's at the magic
I thought-
number.
I thought if this is going to be
It's not a 100-car a day
Yeah,
road. No,
that's what I
sir,
was
it's
thinking.
not.
We're going
No.
to put that kind of money in a 100-car a day?
No.
I believe when I looked, it was in that township, it was actually the #1 traffic count road. And with 147th being paved, I suspect that traffic count will
Right.
increase.
And it's also the 1 mile that's not paved. You
Right.
cross 155th Street, it's paved out to 168. Just a whole,
Just check on the traffic.
right, no, it's there.
Okay.
Anything around Bayshore going to have the traffic
No,
count.
you really weren't just checking on traffic, you're checking on was it in accordance with policy, which is our job.
That's right.
Policy, and we're coming up on the budget. We've never done a budget. So,
Mr. Chairman, I just have one more question.
yes, sir.
The driveways, are you guys going to have to maintain them after you put the asphalt aprons in?
Oh, you mean future, like if it
Yeah, like
deteriorates?
5 years from now, 7 years from now, or?
We don't maintain driveways.
Well, I mean, if you're putting an apron in the right of way, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the culvert's our responsibility.
Right,
Driveway.
but I'm just saying, for some reason, if the asphalt crumbles on the apron, like on County Road 1, they paved all the way back to the edge of the right of way on all the driveways. On your project coming up, are we gonna have to redo them?
We're not planning on redoing those, no.
Okay. Well, that's good, I mean, because,
Yeah, driveways are not our responsibility.
Yeah.
Culvert is, but the driveway's not.
yeah.
Do you
Okay.
have any questions, Bob?
No.
I don't think I have any. Let's see. I had written down just dust control, and that's what we're doing, but I had it on 147th Street. We spend millions here, millions there, and I have been receiving an extra amount of compliments on what we're doing in the roads in the county. And I said, well, it's due to the diligence of the 3 county commissioners, the county administrator, and Public Works. Okay? Very good. A lot of compliments.
Everybody lives on a road. Everybody drives on a road.
Well,
No.
unless you're landlocked.
Yeah.
So I think that's good, but we could have done a lot more if we hadn't been forced to spend extra millions of dollars, and the bond or in the sales tax still would have passed. Anybody that's feeding the line that it wouldn't have passed because of McIntyre and 147th Street is passing a bunch of bull.
Well, but the 2006 to 16, I believe 147th was on that sales tax.
Yeah, it was. That's what I'm saying.
So it missed the first sales tax, so it had to get the second. So they had to pass it to get the first sales tax projects done.
And you know what I hear?
What's that?
Nobody can discover how McIntyre got on there. Nobody. It's out here in La La Land. How did he get on there?
Well,
Just think how many roads we could have done if we just went in and chip and sealed it. How many roads we could have done without curbs and gutters for very few people. And they would have had a very good road, but we spent, what's my figure say? And this may not be exact cents.
Oh, you want to know the bond?
Mine was 7,670, no, this 147. McIntyre is 5,547,370. So we've got to watch where we spend excessive amount of money. And wasn't it Platte County that has just gone in there and chip and seal a bunch of roads? I think it's Platte County, somebody was telling me. Same thing Wyandotte County did.
Yeah.
And then years later, you can find out what you need to put. Now Eisenhower, which Lansing got half of it, Leavenworth gets half, probably needed to be curbed and guttered. But McIntyre, nope. It didn't need to be curbed and guttered. So, it's a lot of money spent for a road where we could have had a whole bunch of people happy at $300,000 to $500,000, because that's what it breaks down to.
Millions.
No, per road, per mile. Yeah. So.
I think this is a good price.
Oh yeah.
You know.
So I've dissertated. Did we vote on that?
No, sir, we have
How
not
you
even
wanna
had a
vote?
motion.
You
Well,
want a
I better
motion?
make a motion,
Good,
haven't I?
make a motion. Let's get
I
rolling.
will make a motion to approve the change order for King's Construction for the paving of Hollingsworth Road for $316,690.06.
And see, I like that, 6 cents.
The total is $330,205 and 6 cents.
Oh, you got the 330.
Yeah, the second page, I think, has the total.
Oh,
Okay.
the old sneak of the second page deal.
All right, then I'll repeal that motion.
I'm sorry I let the Public Works Officer
All right, that's fine.
do that to us.
All right, all right. All right, well then, I'll make a motion, we do change order number 5, Hollingsworth Road, dust control, asphalt, for $330,000, 205 and 6 cents.
Did you want to remove your other motion
I
first?
did.
Oh, you did?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You want a second? How do you vote?
Aye.
Aye.
We'll make a lot of people happy with this, right?
Thank you.
Yes.
Especially if we can continue this program.
Yes. Well,
This is
we
a
don't get into micromanaging. This program will go on for years. So, last but not least, presentation and discussion items.
I had one question before David left. On the 179th Street project.
Ooh, 179.
I know, it's going on. Is the contractor going down Donahue, hauling off dirt or bringing material in
Yeah,
or
I think
something?
they had two sites they were dumping. One was on the corner of 179th and Donahue, and the other one was down at somewhere around 163rd and Donahue.
Right, okay,
I don't
well,
know the
there's a
exact-
gentleman that says his dust patch is getting crumbled up.
Yeah, I looked
because
at
of-
Vince asked me about that. I pulled his record. He hasn't done anything to that dust patch in probably 8 or 9 years,
Yeah.
so.
Okay, well,
It was already
he was.
It was already gone.
falling apart.
He was,
prior
well,
to-
he said he didn't reshoot because they thought 106, or Donahue was gonna get done. I said, well, I don't think so. They haven't got their, right-of-way donations.
No, not on Donahue yet.
Okay. And, that's the only one I had, but I didn't drive down 179th Street, but it looks like they're doing good.
I don't even go near it. I'm afraid
Right along with it.
it's sort of like 18-foot wide.
No, it's not gonna be an 18-foot road.
I just can't go down 170.
Well, I didn't go down it because it says road closed.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love
Someone else
going
that I
down
know
closed
doesn't
roads.
do that.
Yeah, nobody else.
I even
know
stopped
does it.
and talked to the grader guy the other day, and we had a very good talk.
Oh, the contractor?
No,
Or
it's one of our employees.
One of our blade operators.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. I enjoyed the conversation. Nice to meet your employees. You do the budget and you don't get to meet them, so, okay.
So they're gonna do 179th, then jump on 182nd, or?
Yeah, they'll be moving over to 182nd when they're done with 179th.
Okay.
So.
Are they close? I mean, I haven't been down it, I just drove by Leavenworth Road.
They've started laying base on the south end heading north. They're kind of grading and laying base.
Mm-hmm.
They'll grade a section and then he'll lay base.
No problems?
No, it's going smooth right so far, yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Okay. Now, next is presentations and discussion items. Did you have anything you wanted to discuss, or let's go with the administrator. You have anything that?
I don't have anything.
Okay. We'll go with District 1 first. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. Did you have anything you wanted to bring up?
I don't have anything I want to bring up. Bring it up as I go along.
Oh my God, come on. Yes, we'll skip 2.
Okay. Attorney bill to be approved.
The what?
An attorney bill to be approved.
Oh, okay.
Also law. Have you seen this bill?
Which one is this one?
It's not in.
Okay, and who does this come under?
Me.
Do we want to pay this?
No, let him. Maybe we could do a little negotiating on an 18-foot road.
Well, then you approve it.
I love it. It is money here, money there. Go ahead. Oh, here, let me do that, and since it's on you, that's okay, this is a law bill. I'm going to do a motion to pay Vasos, or can I say Victor Alpha, Sierra Oscar Sierra, to pay a legal bill for Commissioner Douglas E. Smith in the amount of $11,283.12. I'll do that motion. Bob, did you want to second that?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any discussion? We got a running tally here. Did you want to bring that forward?
Well,
You didn't get a chance to add that in yet.
I haven't had a chance to add that in, but it still won't be over $1 million yet. But
Oh,
it's
shoot.
getting close.
Well, we can get it over $1 million by the time
Yeah.
it's all over. But by the 25th, the judge is going to make a decision, I hope. He said 45 to 60 days, surely.
Did we all get a copy of that legal fee?
I don't, it wasn't in your mailbox?
No.
We can get a copy of it.
We'll get a copy.
Yeah, I don't want a copy.
Okay.
I do.
Till it goes over $1 million, then I want copies.
Okay.
But I'll be gone by then. So, how do you vote, Doug?
Aye.
Bob?
Aye. Aye.
Oh, God. Okay, I'll vote aye.
Aye.
So it passes. Very good. Okay. Did you have anything else, Douglas?
No, just attended the city council meeting at Tonganoxie last night. Their sales tax collections are above what they collected last year, so I think things are going good on
Okay.
the sales tax on the whole county.
Anything else?
I guess I'd like to make a motion or authorize county administrator to look into LifeLock protection for all county employees and their families, given possibility of some sensitive information leaving the courthouse.
Did you have a thought on that?
Yes, I think that county elected officials do have the right to take confidential information home with them to study it, to look it over. I don't think they have the right to pass it on to the public.
You know, I used to, and I won't give too much information on who the individual was, but he was a highly classified civilian of Fort Leavenworth, and he would take information home on his computer and work at home. We find out that's not a very good idea.
No.
You don't take anything home. You want to work on something, you stay at the office. I'm sure the base would allow you to keep lights on so you could do your work at the office. But it's been proven in the last few years that that's bad, taking anything home. Somehow, somebody at one time in the last year, I can remember a big article, had left the computer going, hadn't closed it down, and information is disseminated to those that don't need to know. And that includes probably 329 million people in the United States. Only that one individual is entitled to know what's on his, and the rest of us aren't entitled. So I don't think anything should be taken. Did you want to second his motion or his thought process? But I'm not going to vote for.
Well, I think if we know that there's documents missing or been taken or copied or have left the courthouse, that we owe it to these employees to offer some protection.
Okay, what you're saying is you take something out of an office that has to do with me. It's not me taking something home, personally.
I'm saying if we know that some of this has been put on a hard drive and taken, it's not just a...
Okay, records that they're not entitled to.
Well, I just think that we can't sit back and do nothing. If we know that there's a possibility that sensitive information on employees has left this courthouse on somebody's hard drive and it's out there and been shared with others, we have to do something.
Staff, other than an inquisitive look, do you have a thought process on that?
Well, I think I'm going to guess on the number of months, but probably 6 months ago, I did ask the board to allow us, when we removed the gym membership, the fee that we were paying over to the gym for our employees to be able to go and participate for a reduced amount. When we removed that, I did ask the board, and so I do have some numbers on what it would cost to provide identity protection for the employees and their families. And I could definitely reach out to them and get that updated just to make sure it's still accurate. But at the time for the employees, I think it was a little less than $30,000 a year to provide it for every employee. And for the families, I think it's, at that time it was $8 or between $8 and $9 per family in addition. So I can get those numbers and bring them back if that's what the board would like to look at.
Doesn't this fall under something different? If I'm going in there with a hard drive and I'm pulling out all the records on every employee, are we handling this in the right way? Somebody ought to be going to jail.
Well, from a staff's perspective, we are addressing it as is appropriate. For what's being discussed is how do we handle it for all the other employees who information has maybe been exposed or is at least at risk. And that's what...
I'm not saying it's at risk.
Right, it's at risk. We don't know.
I'm not saying it's been...
Right, it's just at risk. So I think it is reasonable to, and which is why we presented it before. I think it is reasonable to provide that as a benefit to the employees, at least for a period of time to make sure that there isn't any.
How is this going to be controlled? Because once the information is out there, I mean, there's nothing, to me, that's just, you know, deface book. That's fraud, deception, any other word you want to call it. So I don't know how we can correct the problem once the hard drive or ever what.
And you can't.
No.
You can't unwind it, you know, you can't unring a bell, so you can't unwind that. But what we can do is try to make sure we provide our employees with all the protection that we can, so that if for some reason that information is out there and somebody tries to use it, they can at least be alerted to that.
Well, I would say personally, look that over in great depth. Because once it's out there, you can't go back and correct it.
Right.
People need to know that they're going to suffer. If you do something bad, see, if the judge, and I go, you know, I wasn't brought in over there with the kids in the games of them questioning me, I would have went to, you know, jail. And everybody saying, oh, don't do that, don't do that. But I knew what the penalty would have been. So I think that, to me, borders on wasting money, but that's all right. Look into that. Do you have a problem with them looking into it and coming back? So,
Is there anything in place to keep this from happening again?
no.
Or
How
do employees need to be bonded or something, or?
Bonding doesn't do any good. That's just a legal term that's come
Well,
up.
I guess if we provide identity theft protection for employees, I guess personnel files are just open season, I guess.
Well, they are.
Alright.
Everything's open season.
Alright.
Well, you can get all of our social security numbers online, I think. I don't think there's any trouble with that.
You probably can now.
Yeah. No, and
Well,
it's not
let's
from this
hope.
courthouse, it's just, you can.
It's not the courthouse, city hall, it's state, it's the feds.
Right.
That's the way the system has gone, because people know there isn't a penalty. We can lie, cheat, and steal. There's no penalty.
Okay.
I'm not setting the penalties. Driving on a county road with a sign that says no truck traffic unless we know they're going from this point to get to that house to load up their, and I guess they
You know,
can.
we should have talked to the sheriff about that while he was here.
Yeah.
I wish we would have now.
Would you write that down? We want to talk to the sheriff about him enforcing. But the system has folded to that type of system. Lying, cheating, all that, that's permissible. The system does it. And we love to lie, cheat, and steal. That's where the other 10 rules come in. So, anything else you want to
Well, is there any way that we could talk to or ask the former commissioner that seems to have some of these documents also? Can't deny not having them because they showed up on the news.
Well, you know, and the thing is, I have a lot of people ask me about that. Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Smith, in response to your question, a letter was sent to the former commissioner at an earlier date requesting the return of all county property to include records and personnel records. We received no response.
Okay. So what do? We get the county attorney, and we proceed.
Mr. Chairman, what I would request is I'll pull the file that I have on this matter and report back to you next week. We do have options, and I'll outline them to you.
Well, maybe when the sheriff's department delivers the letter.
Well, no, there is an option. You run for precinct committeeman.
Mhm.
And you get awarded that because nobody else wanted it, so. Okay. Would you
Well, I
bring-
just think we need to do everything we can to get these documents back in where they belong and provide some identity protection for our employees.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
Well, I wanted to confess, you know, there's 10 commandments. And all day yesterday.
They used to be in the courthouse, but not anymore.
Yeah. Well, I can bring my, but I want to confess that I brought forward my old girlfriend, Alice. I'm going to go give you her last name. And I spent all day yesterday with her, and we just had a ball. Actually, her last name is Chalmers. It's an old forklift. And she convinced me of one thing. Do not work in the heat of the afternoon. God. Alice Chalmers. And she's pretty close to my age. She's not a young high loader.
I can't get parts anymore then, huh?
Or you treat her nice.
Oh.
Have you had any problems with the way we run policy and budgets lately? Or we're going to do the budget. Can't talk on the budget. We'll see if you have a problem, but on policy. I'm very concerned that you better be aware of what you're going to get on this upcoming election, because there's going to be some, my opinion, and I'm entitled to one opinion, but I wish I was an attorney, I could have two opinions, but that beware of what you're going to ask for, because there's going to be something that happens, and we're going to get back to micromanaging. I don't want micromanaging. That is not what we, the three of us, have spent all this time on to come up with a good way to handle it. And we know what budget is. If it's in the budget, the elected ones can spend it ever how they want it. So we'll try to do, if we can get an agreement, some kind of resolve to that, because they always seem to have money to do things they want to do. So, and I head down, you know, all the thank yous. It's unbelievable. The people that are thanking. We don't get any thank yous from the cities. And we received one thank you from any of the three cities that got the $5, $6, $7 million.
Well,
I haven't received a copy of it.
I think when they came in and asked and it was awarded, I think each of them at that time expressed their thanks during that meeting.
Because we have given the cities, include them all, $33,894,458 out of our money. And I get that same garbage. Well, it's the cities that bring in the sales tax. Well, I don't think we drew up the formula. There's two formulas they go by to see what we're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
And that money should be, did we really have the right to go in there and put in a park? Industrial parks? Yeah, we had the right. But, and if you look at Eisenhower Industrial Park, you know, they got the greenery out there. It's looking nice. I can see the pressure going to be put on storage boxes. We want some greenery out there now. But that's a lot of money. It's probably dang near half of what we're going to get totally. Even though it says 75 million, no, it's half.
Right.
So, one of the things I was looking at, but I don't want to do anything that's not policy. Policy is there. I'm looking at 159th Street. Dust control for relieving 147th and Highway 7.
Where are you talking 159th?
Isn't that on Bright Mine Road?
155th.
155th, thank you very much.
Okay.
Now we're back on the right
Yeah,
track.
got on right. 155th Street.
Mm-hmm.
Dust control it all the way. Because after you get down by Lansing Park, you get into hard service anyway. There has to be something that will take the traffic off of 147th and Highway 7. So 155th Street, I would like for, if there's not anybody else agrees with me, it's not a big deal, to see what it would cost to do that, and is it within policy? Now, I know it would be.
You're doing it, aren't you?
No.
They're working on it right now.
On 155th?
Yes, sir.
Not from where Lansing stops?
We're not doing the entire
No.
mile.
Right, but he's
I'm looking at the whole thing.
Yeah, but,
I'll guarantee you the traffic will change.
well, I know that one hill's gonna need some work.
No, it doesn't need work, not if you could go in there and do dust control. Take it from where Lansing finishes and take it on down to, what would that be, 4H Road?
4H Road, yeah, be County Road 7.
Yeah, they're working on that portion down on that end, I think it is where it is. But I would like to remove the traffic, and also add in here to see if we did that, would Lansing want to take over the road? But they don't have to be hand in hand. I would just like to see the traffic reduced before the kids are killed on 147th Street. People die. I mean, that's a standard phrase. Does Public Works have any thoughts on that?
Isn't the traffic all gonna be going to the school anyways, on 147th? The majority of the traffic?
Oh, I don't think so. No.
Oh, I think,
They go down to the 4H Road and they cut. The traffic goes on there. And there's a lot of traffic on there. And I don't know why they're starting on the lower end and coming north to the traffic signals, but I guess Lansing's doing that. So, you know, there's not starting at the signals. That's where I would have widened it, but that's
I'm not sure what signal you're
where they're
referring
widening it at Cemetery.
The DeSoto
So
Road
turns.
project, Lansing's working on.
Yeah, that's their project, so they have a reason for doing what they're doing. Don't know what it is. But not all the traffic going down 147th are going to the school.
Right, I mean, there's subdivision there, and a lot of people live out there.
But they're bypassing 7th Street to get to work. They go down, they take 4H Road. They don't go on down by the high school. Some of them, I guess, do, and go down to McIntyre and come in. But it'd be nice to have another road that they could go south on.
Yeah, Public Works can put together an estimated cost if the board would like.
That'd be interesting. And I know we can get into the curves, the hills, the dales, and all that other stuff.
Well, I think what you're looking for is something major like New Lawrence Road to go on out south.
No, not necessarily, just,
Well, I mean, you got 20th Street, and you got New Lawrence. That's where the traffic's at and where it's dumping. So if you could go straight south there.
now you're talking about major. You're talking about,
Well, but you're still
Building
you're
roads.
still going to dump all the 155th right on the County Route 7. It's either going to go out to K7 or it's going to go south on 147.
that's true. But at least it gets it off the high school, and it gets it off of State Highway 7, which they said they, years ago, weren't going to get any more access to. And that's a worthless road to Leavenworth. And Lansing, I think, is now realizing that all the accesses have slowed it down. You got to put a camper on behind you if you're going to Kansas City.
Well, let's hope Federal Highway comes up with some money. We can put flyovers on all them intersections instead of all these lights.
Or an access road on the side.
Either one.
But that's hope on the federal government. So, if
Well, it looks better
everybody,
now than it used to.
yeah,
Federal Highway.
So does anybody have a problem with them coming up with a figure and we can look at it and then we say no or yes?
I don't have a problem.
Okay?
You gotta have numbers before you can make a decision.
Right.
But I don't want to get into mountains, moving mountains.
We'll give you a price basically to continue the dust abatement that we've already started on the south.
Thank you very much. I see a lot of ambulances, following ambulances. Now, with one driver each. So if we could look into that. I don't know why you don't have a little truck following them if you're delivering it over to Kansas City, because nobody here can handle warranty work. Has to go over across the river on warranty work.
Warranty work.
Because the Fords can't be gotten into Rusty, excuse me, Danny Zach Ford. They can't get in the door. Ambulance is too big. So the warranty work has to go to Kansas City. So I don't know why it isn't done with a smaller truck. If that's what it is, I don't know. They seem to drive at a pretty decent pace now. They're not 15 miles an hour over. So, anybody have anything else?
No, sir.
Hate to quit, hour and 15 minutes. So, thank you. We adjourn.